The opinions in this podcast are solely those of the creators and do not reflect the opinions of the filmmakers involved. If you are of legal drinking age, feel free to have a drink with us, but please do drink responsibly. You're listening to Cole-astic Cinema.
Oh, what's in the box?
I've got 1 round.
Hey, don't open that! It's an alien planet! Is there air? You don't know!
With your host, Fabian Salazar.
My first one is, that's what you sell at the gift shop?
And Cole Butterfield.
You can tattoo that shit on. Come on. I mean, you're still expressive without them, but imagine how much more you could sell shit if you had fucking eyebrows.
Where we talk about movies.
Most of the time.
Girl.
You're happy with just chilling on the couch, cuddling under a blanket and watching a movie? Oh my God.
Shit, girl. What you doing for me? You want to get some takeout later? We're both thinking pad thai? Oh.
So come along for a ride and have fun.
On headways right now. A lot of head getting around right now.
A lot of head getting around that. Oh, God, I wish.
Nah.
Now, so it's another thing I hate about, like, whenever I'm dreaming is, like, that type of smoking weed before sleeping is because people have had sex dreams, right? You've had sex dreams, right?
No.
People, you
I don't think anybody has sex dreams but you, bud.
Oh, no, people have sex dreams. I've had people actually say, Cole, I had a sex dream about you. I'm like, I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah. Nobody has sex dreams about me. It doesn't happen.
Oh, not people do. They don't want to admit it. For the,
Oh, that doesn't make me feel any better. Welcome to Cole-astic Cinema.
But no, legit. Like, I've actually been having, because I dream now, because I don't fucking smoke weed before I go to bed. I blue ball myself, even in my dreams. I somehow managed to talk myself out of sex, even in my dreams.
No, I always run, like, I get invested.
Yeah.
And it wakes me up. Like, I wake myself up, like,
well,
I'm
back when like you're a teenager and you're like, oh, it's gonna happen. Damn it, all over the sheets.
No, it doesn't get that far. It usually gets to like the, oh, we're making out, oh, we're taking clothes. Oh, this is happening. Sweet, I'm gonna start getting invested. And as soon as I get invested, I wake up. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, I'm just gonna go fall back asleep into a dream where I'm underprepared for fucking shit.
I guess.
I'll be able to fucking finish it.
What is that like some subconscious or like some psychological drive in my brain where it's like, hey, you can never finish anything. This is why you're waking up while you're starting, but you can never finish anything. You gotta.
Yeah, except for when it comes to the really bad shit, then you can just fall right back into that.
Yeah. Fall
like
right back
last
asleep
night with the stupid fucking zombie dreams. After 28 weeks later, I kept waking up in a sweat. Like I had to like toss my blanket off, turn on all the fans, just like, okay, all right, let's cue up some comedy videos. We're just going to fall asleep to that. It's going to be fine. And just like, they're everywhere. They're still everywhere.
Dude, I do sometimes forget that you're not accustomed to watching horror movies right before you go to bed.
Yeah, no, but also I'm just not accustomed to dreaming. I've been like, until I fucking moved, I was like smoking pot actively since I was 23 every goddamn day. So I was finally able to stop having those any goddamn dreams, because most of the time whenever I dream, it's like a stress dream or apparently a fucking nightmare when I'm being chased around by goddamn zombies and angry military people that are trying to fucking rape people.
Yeah. That's a fun movie.
After 28 weeks, like, no, we're going to devolve to rape. It's been 28.
No, that was 28 days.
Sorry, days. I keep wanting to say weeks. 28 days. Yeah. It's been 4 fucking weeks. Like, well, time to start raping.
Yep. Society's never coming back.
Society's never coming back. We're landlocked on an island. We're going to have the doctor be a fucking creep instead of his normal, happy, fun self that he is when he's a doctor.
Yep.
Some dark times for the doctor. But that is not what we're here to discuss.
What we're here to discuss today, and as we get into like psychological crazy things, talking about dreams and stuff, I think it kind of fits in the theme with today. We are watching Infinity Pool.
Which is not what I thought, somehow linking Deadpool to Infinity War or any video of me and my brother playing pool drunk. Like, we legit spent like once 3 hours on one game.
Oh my God.
Just so drunk, like, all right, your turn. That's a scratch, all right.
All right, so Infinity Pool was directed and written by Brandon Cronenberg, son of David Cronenberg, for those of you who know how much Fabian loves 70s and 80s exploitation movies. David Cronenberg's one of my favorite directors, and he for those Rick and Morty fans, that's where the Cronenbergs came from.
That is my only connection. My only connection. So, well, and also hearing about I was aware of Cronenberg, but never saw anything like that.
He did his most popular movie was the 1980 Jeff Goldblum The Fly.
Yep. See, was not allowed to see that, which is weird because my mom loves Jeff Goldblum. So I'd watch Earth Girls Are Easy, which is an insane fucking movie, but not The Goddamn Fly.
Yeah. So that was, I would say, arguably his most famous movie. He's also famous for Naked Lunch, Videodrome, Rabid, Scanners. Yeah, just a ton of really, really fun, crazy, over the top movies. Infinity Pool stars Alex Skarsgård, Mia Goth, Cleopatra Coleman. It was made for about $4.5 million, only grossed back about 5.2. So unfortunately, it bombed. But you know us, we love movies that bombed because they're actually good.
Well, I
People don't give them credit for
I
how
just
good.
learned to stop worrying and love the bomb.
Exactly. This movie was filmed in Canada, Croatia, and Hungary, and don't you start throwing your fucking Kubrick references at me. You thought I missed it. I
was waiting. I'm like, I really hope that you were just going to let that fly because it wasn't the best joke.
No. I was waiting for it. All right, that's another one. Okay, so this movie was originally rated NC-17 for graphic violence and sexual content. After an unsuccessful appeal for an R rating, Neon edited the film to get the desired rating. The uncut version was screened at Sundance and did pretty well, while the edited version was released in theaters and bombed.
And I think we're watching the edited version based on the fact that when we went to make sure that we can queue it up, it said rated R.
Oh, we might have to change and go watch. I don't want to watch the rated. I don't want to watch the version that's rated R.
I don't want to watch the rated R version. What am I, a child? Give me that NC.
Come on, you need that NC-17. I need the full experience.
I want to. I read when I was going through IMDb that there's full frontal, both male and female, just like we got last night with Cillian Murphy. I want to see Skarsgård's
apparently huge penis.
I would be honestly. I'd be surprised if it was average.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, what, he's 6'7" or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'd be ridiculous.
It's probably round down his
Look how
goddamn
tiny
knees.
that average dick is on that big man.
They had to make that loincloth super long for fucking Tarzan. Him and Hugh Jackman, man, just blowing everyone away with their massive dongs.
How do I not have any notes up on my whiteboard?
Because it's been a while.
That's a bingo again.
That's another bingo.
Oh, it's not a bingo,
It's
but
a shot.
It's a,
you're getting your work things crossed.
yeah, I know. So anyway, that's what I have in my notes for this movie. I've been trying. This is another one that I haven't seen, so I've been trying to stay away from spoilers and too much behind the scenes stuff. So it's going to be another one of those short preambles.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, same here. Especially when it came to research, I don't even know where to begin when it comes to looking up anything even vaguely Cronenbergian.
Yeah.
Just because it seems like such a long, big old thing. But I did find a comic book connection. Not much of one. First of all, he only had one of his works adapted to a graphic novel, and that was Existence with Willem Dafoe and Jason Lee.
Jennifer Jason Lee. Jude Law.
And Jude Law, yeah. So that's the only thing that's been adapted. But I did find that he's another really fun guy that just does not care for superhero movies.
Yeah.
Which, based on the few things I know about Cronenberg things, it's I don't know. Try not to fanboy about it a bit too much, because part of me was a little upset. It's come on, man.
Yeah.
It's especially when it comes to referring to them as art. Can you have an art house film that's also a superhero film? And it's kind of no, at the end of the day, it's kind of stupid. It's a man in a cape. And this was particularly regarding around Dark Knight Rises, which between the trilogy, you talk about Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises was what it was.
Yeah.
But Dark Knight, man, see, I don't know. I just have a hard time with directors and stuff like that. They're these cannot be art. Now superhero movies are not art.
Yeah. Well, it depends. You gotta go blatantly out of your way to make Joker, and make it clearly oh, this movie's gonna be so controversial and over the top and fucking it's gonna cause so many shootings and stuff. But it's my god, no. Well,
people personally involved in my own life. I hear it's kind of triggering. It's a fucking movie.
Yeah, but who knows?
It's not like I'm reading Where the Red Fern Grows and I'm trying to fucking take.
You got me with that one. I would have said Catcher in the Rye or something.
Catcher in the Rye. Sorry, it was Catcher in the Rye, not Where the Red Fern Grows. Catcher in the Rye. That's my bad. I get my and I was an English student. I got those mixed up. I'm sorry, Grandma, but not really.
But I think going blatantly out of your way to all right, this is an art movie just because it's a superhero. It's an art movie with the capes stapled onto it or something.
Which was what the Joker did, which was really, really nice. I mean
it's a great movie. But I do kind of hate how it has had to like go so far
Yeah.
out of its way to be like,
So like, okay, so we're gonna like deviate to where we have all these Bruce Wayne Batman ties and shit. Like honestly, they didn't even really need that. It would just been, you could have just called it The Joker and it just been a fine movie.
it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But just more people like it's just. I get it. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. But also, you made a movie about a guy combining with a fly. So calm the fuck down. And Martin Scorsese had a 5-minute fucking video about a man shaving.
yeah, true. We did talk about that last night. Well, I mean, this Fly was a remake,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking what is it? Not Rabid. Rabid's really good, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. Shivers. Shivers is fucking insane, but that gets like the full Cronenberg art, the themes and ideas behind like people's repressed sexuality and animalistic nature and all that. I think that's one of the best ones for understanding all the themes in Cronenberg movies. But again, that's David Cronenberg, not Brandon Cronenberg. Brandon Cronenberg, his son, is the director of this movie, Infinity Pool, which he is holding up the mantle from his father very well. Movies like Antiviral, that one's pretty good, and I really loved Possessor. Possessor was really, really fun. Fun is subjective fun. It's actually like
Fun.
It's such a big downer, but
It's Fabian fun.
It's
so
a
put it
Fabian
in
fun.
heavy
If you-
goddamn quotation marks.
yeah, if you love downer movies that make you go, oh my god, what the fuck did I just watch? That's a Fabian fun. So yeah, Possessor was really, really good. I like that one a lot.
I did see that recommended because we've been doing this now. My IMDb is now curating shit, leaning particularly hard towards horror.
Yeah.
It's like, things you also want to watch: X, Pearl,
Nice.
Possessor, and then Evil Dead Rise.
Nice.
Which I was like, cool. I've seen one of those.
Yeah, solid. Yeah,
And also I see
wait until
the Pearl and the X because we got Mia Goth in this. And
Yeah, true,
So
true.
that's an obvious connection right there.
which I need to rewatch X so I can watch Pearl. Still haven't seen Pearl, and then
I'm
Maxine
down.
is coming out soon.
I'm down to watch it. Like I was actually really interested in X, but never saw it. So
It's fun.
I'm also just curious on Kid Cudi's acting.
No, he's good.
Yeah,
He's
no,
really good.
no, he is actually really good. He was actually in the Comedy Bang Bang TV series for a while, playing the band leader. So he's doing like weird niche, like alt comedy stuff, and doing a really, really good job. He also got a lot of rappers on the show, which was really weird to watch. Like T-Pain going with this long form improv interview TV show. Like it's,
Yeah,
So yeah, mostly the Kid Cudi of it all.
yeah, he's
But,
really good.
Yeah, and also Brittany Snow. Brittany Snow is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like her a lot.
What else we got?
I mean, otherwise, like this is another problem. Like, does this count as a foreign film? Because I saw so many like accent marks and the other actors' names that are also involved.
I mean, technically, yes. Brandon Cronenberg's Canadian.
It's a Canadian film.
Yeah, I'd say yes. It's a foreign film. I mean, it's still North America, but it's foreign, I guess.
Canada's very foreign to fucking America.
Yeah,
like,
that's
if we're
fair.
being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, they got ketchup chips for Christ's sake.
No, all that fucking poutine.
And all that.
I want that poutine.
I mean, what's the kind of poutine I wanted to make, but apparently that doesn't matter because we still got third best in the state.
Shout out.
Shout out to Cole sacrificing his morals to make something actually fucking good.
You plugging yourself again?
Yeah,
Plug
dude,
yourself.
I'm plugging the fuck out of myself, man. It's all about promoting yourself, creating the brand.
That's true. Yeah.
That's why I just talk my Lyft and Uber drivers' ears off about the podcast and about my cooking. Damn near told the one today, I'm like, just cue it up, man. You got YouTube on there. Pull it up.
There you go. Yeah.
Although I don't recommend picking up some of your rides.
Listening to it.
Yeah. It's like I don't know what one I'd suggest for you to just have playing in the background while you're giving people rides at like 2:00 in the morning after the bar.
Maybe the Exorcist one is pretty good. The Guardians of the Galaxy one is good.
That was an easy one to get behind.
Yeah, and maybe Massive Talent. I think those
Massive
three are
Talent.
like pretty general public.
Yeah, I think Galaxy Quest you can kind of
Galaxy
get away
Quest,
with.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Don't play like Serbian films or Raw.
Oh god, fuck yeah. No. I mean, okay, maybe any of the Cage ones like Mandy, Ghost Rider. You could probably get away with having those on, just because that's just a lot of fanboying over the massive talent
Yeah.
that is the Cage.
The Cage Man.
The Cage,
The man in the cage.
which is what we're doing for the next episode, right?
We are doing It's going to be a sad one. We're doing Leaving Las Vegas next week.
Is that the one he got nominated for? Or was that?
That's one where he won.
Yeah, that's what he's won. Okay. Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage. Oh man, we live in a world where you have Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage and Academy Award winner Matthew McConaughey, as well as Academy Award nominee Jared Leto.
Let's see. Where's the uncut? I want the uncut. Where to watch? Hulu. Maybe I'll search it. Maybe they have two versions. I'll check because here it's saying it's on Hulu, but I might rent it on YouTube if there's not an uncut version. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure before we got down there, and we're like, I don't want to
get the Sundance film worthy version as opposed to just the generic public version that's acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna rest for anything or.
Oh wait, thought of it better. I want to see that Scar's dong.
Scar's dong.
There we go.
Scar's dong. That dong, da dong, dong, dong.
Oh, I like the way your dick go.
What the fuck is that shit?
Dick so low. That dong, da dong, dong, dong. Ooh, that dick so scandalous. You don't know that fellow could handle this.
Anything else you got in your notes?
I mean, yeah, no, not really. I was mostly just curious about like describing what actually is the overall like. Is it just Cronenberg or Cronenbergian, Cronenbergisk? Like, what is it? What makes Cronenberg things Cronenberg? Because like I've heard about it, I've got a vague idea. Like there's very much like kind of body horror stuff.
Yeah, very right? Body horror. Very very sexualized. They're
so we got like another fucking Clive Barker. So yeah, okay, I got
it. Yeah. A lot of the themes are repressed sexuality and.
I was about to ask what it is about film people and sexuality stuff, but I'm pretty sure we have a decent chunk where we usually talk about porn, so I guess I kind of get it.
Well, also it's art, so it's like it's all part of being. I mean, we're humans. We're
all humans. We have sex.
We have sex.
I mean, well, you and I don't.
I don't have a retort for. Damn it! I didn't get quick enough on the draw for that one. But you did throw. It wasn't a softball, but it was a. You pitched a good ball at me, and I just watched it fall to the ground. Like I don't even have a bat for that.
I don't have a bat for that one. That's just a solid point.
Damn.
That's a double burn.
That is a double burn, and for those of you keeping track at home, a double burn means a shot. I think.
Pretty sure if not, it should mean.
Should be.
Should be
if it isn't.
I mean, I'm all about tearing us down, so take a shot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Made myself sad.
Baby, you're so depressed and you want to kill yourself all the time. What's right? I don't fuck anymore.
I don't fuck, man. You know I'm on antidepressants. You know what's depressing? Not coming.
I used to come all the time. I was constantly coming.
Constantly. Just I was like a one-man bukkake.
God, and now I don't come ever.
Ever,
and it's depressing.
Just it's like a little weird. It's like a dick queef instead of cum. Just
anytime I even get slightly close, I talk myself out of it. Like, this is a bad idea.
This is a bad idea. Like
you've
been at this for 45 minutes. Do you really have the time?
I gotta stop this.
I gotta take a shower at some point.
I gotta get on with my day. This is gonna take way too fucking long.
The cat is begging to be fed.
All right. Time to get on with it.
Well, let's also make sure we don't forget to do the ads.
Oh yeah, well I'm doing a little bit different now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make sure.
So when we get to the tail end, we'll to keep it more like fluid. I want to say
fluids.
Yeah, fluids to keep the fluids flowing.
Yeah. Speaking of fluids, keep it fluid.
To keep the fluids flowing. Yeah. So if any of you fans want to come and meet us and help us come,
with your consent.
With your consent. Oh,
and with our consent.
Yes. Everyone knows we are big on consent.
Oh, huge fan of consent. What are the few things that are hotter? The only thing, consent and being comfortable. Oh, girl.
Yeah. Being safe.
It's like, oh, wait, so we got condoms. You're down for this? And you're okay with wearing pajama bottoms around me and not doing your makeup? Ooh. Girl.
You're happy with just chilling on the couch, cuddling under a blanket and watching a movie? Oh my God.
Shit, girl. What you doing for me? You want to get some takeout later? We're both thinking pad thai? Oh, girl.
You want to binge watch some Fargo? Oh God. Just binge watch some Fargo and cuddle on the couch. We don't have to go out to bars. We can just chill here and be
chill
happy.
Right here.
Just vibe with our energies.
Oh, girl. That is so hot. I'm also going to wear my Spider-Man pajama bottoms in front of you in a beat up dirty old tank top.
This is making me sad. I'm changing the subject.
and made myself sad again. Well, this is another problem that we have, just like a movie that you don't want to spoil for yourself. And I also know nothing about Cronenberg's stuff going in, so it's kind of hard to have a bit of a longer preamble for this one, whereas other movies, we can do the research. You've seen it. I've seen it. There's only minor spoilers and stuff like that.
Okay, so when I... here we go. We can get into this. Talking about just Cronenberg experience. I know you don't. You're not a huge Cronenberg guy, but when I got Shudder, plug Shudder. I noticed like, oh, we got all these Cronenberg movies on there. It's like, okay, cool. Well, let's watch Rabid. I'm like, holy shit. I think that's when I started falling. Not started, but when my fandom for exploitation movies starting going up. Yeah. I watched Rabid and was like, this is fucking crazy. This is awesome. And I love this. I love this style of movie, just this grungy fucking 80s, like, exploitation. And then I watched Shivers afterwards and was like, yeah, no, this is really good. Like, it keeps up with the themes of like body horror and sexuality, and I've heard the term thrown around there that David Cronenberg is like one of the horniest Canadians to ever come out. Like, he's like one of the horniest filmmakers. But yeah, like most of his movies have to do with sexuality and body horror and stuff.
I mean, I get it.
But yeah, so I kind of fell in love with Cronenberg after that. It was like when did Shivers come out? Like 1970. I want to say 75. And Fabian's looking up a movie. You all know what that means.
That means future Fabian, take a shot for the edit.
Take a shot for the edit. Oh, fucking on the dot.
God damn.
Nailed it. Fucking nailed it. Yeah, Shivers came out in 1975. Love that movie. So that one's about this apartment complex that's like infested with these leeches that, like, once these leeches get in your body, all you want to do is like fuck and spread the disease to other people. So it gets wild. So this entire like high rise, like there's just these crowds of people just like hoarding around somebody until one of them can like kiss another leech or like fuck another leech into the other person. It's nuts.
Based on my limited experience with anything, that the only thing that reminded me of was Animorphs in the Yerks. I'm like, oh yeah, I just want to spread but none of that is sexual because that is a young adult novel and the heroes are 13 years old. So thank God for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Animorphs as directed by Stephen King.
Oh, so it's It, but not the movie version of It.
Right. It's just
that weird little in-between part before they become actual grown-ups where
so we got
Jesus fucking Christ, Stephen King, you didn't need to do that, man.
Okay, so let me see. Shivers, the residents of the suburban high-rise apartment building are being infected by a strain of parasites that turn them into mindless, sex-crazed fiends out to infect others by the slightest sexual contact.
But a man dressed as a bat fighting crime because of repressed trauma is stupid.
No, it's just not art.
Oh, it's just not art.
Yeah. And then Rabid, 1977. So you can see, like, I'm just gonna fire off a synopsis so you can see like the themes and shit. Mm-hmm. So a young woman develops a taste for human blood after experimental plastic surgery, and her victims turn into bloodthirsty zombies, leading into a citywide epidemic. She's also incredibly hot, and she infects people. Like, she gets in their pants and shit, and like then she infects people. So
but she drains their blood.
Right,
drinks their blood.
Yeah, with her like weird armpit vagina thing. It's Rabid is kind of weird. Also stars Marilyn Chambers, porn star, very very early 70s porn star. Premiered with what is that? Not Pete Holmes. He's the comedian. John Holmes.
I really don't want to imagine Pete Holmes in the goddamn. But also, what do you mean a 70s porn star? Nothing happened in the 70s.
Fuck, you're right. Not even Cronenberg movies.
God damn it, IMDb.
Shit.
Be better.
Wrong.
But
false. So Marilyn Chambers is the. Yeah.
Marilyn Chambers, porn star movie with Pete Holmes.
Porn star with Pete Holmes. Not John Holmes, the comedian. Pete Holmes, the porn star. And we devolved into talking about porn again. You know what that means? That's another shot.
It's another shot. Hey, I mean, like I said earlier, something about being into movies and stuff and the human experience. You got to be talking about sex. It's a thing. Normalize it. Talk about it.
Especially when you're talking about like excuse me, 1970s, 80s exploitation movies because they blurred the line between porn, which really wasn't established as being a thing yet. It was just erotic film. They blurred the line, tiptoed it like, oh, this is a exploitation movie, this is horror, this is porn. It was all kind of the same thing around that time.
Yeah, or like sexual thrillers and stuff like that. Another podcast I was listening to was actually talking about that, how that's not really much of a genre anymore. And their reasoning behind, or their like supposed theory behind it is just because, you know, we've got porn on the internet, so why would you go to a movie theater to get hard?
Exactly.
Like
and then closing down all the porn theaters and everything that existed in like this weird time between the 60s and 80s that had nothing going on.
We also talked about like renting movies from like Blockbuster and shit like that, and having like
the adults only section,
or also like
behind the beaded curtain.
Yeah, but also like on VHSs, you could see the tracking marks. People would like pause stuff and rewind it. So even like I think one of them was talking about like it was Wayne's World 2. There was like tracking marks just when Garth and Kim Basinger are just kind of doing their little back and forth thing. So it's like we were really starved for any way to get our rocks off at a certain point in time.
As soon as internet porn popped up, and it was like, oh, thank God.
It's like, oh, okay, God, all right. I'm really tired of trying to not jerk it off in this movie theater like I'm Pee Wee Herman.
All right, yeah, we got it. Like, all right, sweet. All right, got to rewind. Got to get just right about there,
just
and
right.
then
Basic instinct.
okay,
There's
boobs in fast time.
There we go. Ah!
Like, what was it, boobs in fast time, or like, Sharon Stone's crotch and
Basic instinct. Oh, there we go.
there we go. Oh, sweet.
So hot.
Not the word that old. Fuck.
I'm not that old, but I'm aware of those.
Right.
I'm aware of the struggle about those who came before me, all right? That's something I feel like people lack nowadays. You've got to be aware. People had to walk so we could run.
So we had to run.
All
So
right?
we could run.
Keep it in mind, all right?
Yeah. Those of you who take internet porn for granted.
Yeah. Especially here in Utah, now that you have no access to it.
Yeah, where porn's illegal all of a sudden in Utah.
Unless you get a VPN, which brings us to today's sponsor.
Which brings us to today's sponsor. God damn, that would have been such a good segue if we had NordVPN or something as a sponsor.
Oh, that'd be a great way to lose a sponsor. So, hey, you want to jerk it?
That's exactly what they would sponsor.
That's exactly that. That's what it's
for.
I've talked to people like, you have a VPN on your phone? Like, yeah. I'm like, is it for porn? Like, well, yeah.
No, I had to give my dad shit about that because he was handing his phone to do some streaming, and I looked and was like, "You have a VPN?" He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right."
I know what that's for.
He's like, "Do you need it for work?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right."
Hey, you're working something out.
All right. I mean, I would respect. Yeah, it makes sense why he would need one, but
we know the real reason.
We know real. Come on, we know the real.
Come on,
reason.
guys. It's all about figuring out ways to get access to your porn.
Yeah.
Because Utah loves porn. That's why we had to outlaw it for some fucking reason.
I had to fucking make porn illegal, and now like it takes like 2 scrolls down the line to actually find a link that works. But you know, it's fine. Yes. You just have to type in the Google search bar. You can't just go to like Pornhub anymore. You have to like search it and then find one that's like, okay, this is like, oh, cool. Apparently this is being filtered through like England or some shit. All right, well, if it works, it works. Hopefully I don't give my computer a virus.
I mean, if not, that's why I'm doing it on my phone. I'm going to replace that again anyway once the new iPhone comes out, so who gives a shit?
Also, you can just download Twitter. Twitter has so much fucking porn on it.
Sorry, I think you mean X.
Oh, sorry, X.
Putting the X in X.
Yeah, X just has so much porn on it. So
I mean, when they've got no more restrictions and shit like that.
Yeah.
Plus, Elon Musk trying to like, his first 3 Teslas are like the Series S, Series X, and the Series 3, because he just wanted to like spell sex.
He's a fucking troll.
Yeah.
I just wish he wasn't a piece of shit.
Right.
I was happy when he was just a troll, but now he's a piece of shit. Well,
yeah.
I would argue, which everyone could argue he was always a piece of shit, but
it's just ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So Infinity Pool.
Infinity Pool.
I'm excited. I'm a huge Alex Skarsgård fanboy.
Any Skarsgård,
really.
Any Skarsgård, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, even like if it's a crap script or like shitty directing or anything like that, if it's got a Skarsgård, I know there's going to be parts of it that I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're such a good acting family.
Yeah, it's fucking unfair. All that talent.
Yeah.
Why couldn't the Hemsworths be like that?
They gave it all to fucking Chris.
Yeah, smartly. Oh, God damn it, Witcher season 4. I might have to stop wearing my necklace for a while.
Yeah, I know.
It's just...
I begrudgingly watched season 3 and I was like, God damn it.
I refuse.
I was really mad.
I refuse. I just re-listened to the audiobooks instead.
There you go.
And I've started reading the comic books. I'm like,
That'll
nah,
keep you
like,
happy. Well, at least we got Cavill is going to be working on his Warhammer.
which I am crazy excited for.
Hopefully that turns out well.
Give that man creative control for nerdy fucking shit.
Yeah, just give him creative control. Seriously.
But also, fuck that man for looking like that, being as jacked as he is, and also just being a hardcore fucking nerd, man. You can't pick a fucking lane.
Can't be hot and a nerd. When did nerds get so hot? This
It's not
is fucking
unfair,
unfair.
man. God damn it. It's when you meet like a hot person that's also really genuinely fucking funny. You're like, no.
You can't do that.
Where
You can't have it both.
where you're getting this where you're getting the comedy from? Tragedy plus time equals comedy. What are you so upset about? You look like you were chiseled out of goddamn stone and marble. I'm pretty sure you were. Pretty sure, like Wonder Woman, like you were claimed to be carved out of stone or carved out of mud, and then actually your father is just fucking Zeus, because that guy be fucking everybody.
So let's see.
Always bringing it back to the comic books.
So let's see. What do we expect from this movie? Do you expect anything from this movie?
Well, now that I mentioned earlier that I don't smoke weed, I expect this to keep me up for the rest of the night, even if I do fall asleep to things that make me literally laugh out loud. I expect to wake up tired for work tomorrow because I was having crazy fucking dreams. Mm-hmm. I don't know. With since we started doing this, like at first I was like very cringy and scared and jumpy, but now I feel like I can get to the point where I can actually sit down and actually watch something like with like 28 days, not weeks, days later.
That happens when you start watching movies with me. Your what is it?
Like tolerance.
Your horror tolerance starts going up to the point where you get to where I'm at, where jump scares, you're just like, yeah. And then you're the only one laughing in the movie theater when something horrible happens, and everybody's like, is this guy like, are you a sociopath? I was like,
which I look forward to that experience because I went and saw Cabin in the Woods with
yes.
Yeah, with my brother's family while we were in California, and I was the only person in the theater fucking laughing. Like,
well, you should be. Cabin in the Woods is a fucking comedy.
Yeah, it's fucking. As soon as Chris Hemsworth hits that goddamn force field, I was like, busted a goddamn gut, and I could feel eyes on me. Just
Yeah.
like, I'm like, guys, that was fucking funny.
Cabin in the Woods is so fucking
It's a
good.
comedy with just some horror elements behind it. Like it's very much a comedy movie.
It is. It's just a deconstruction of the horror genre, and it is fucking perfect. And that is another movie that didn't deserve to bomb.
No, it did not. But also, like last night, we are doing 28 Days Later. A lot of actually genuinely funny parts where like a younger, inexperienced Cole probably wouldn't have laughed at those parts. But like also being in a room with other people who have seen these kinds of things, like all of us just laughing while this intense fucking shit is going down, just like, that's funny. Like, are you fucking?
But also, it's a good staple on a good movie where you can have the funny bits, but when the serious bits happen, you still feel it. Like, that's the second time I've seen that movie all the way through.
Yeah.
Which, absolutely hand down love it now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't before because I was a dumb 16-year-old who didn't understand art and shit yet. But I didn't like watching it now, like getting to know and love the characters when they're like shopping in the supermarket, even when they're in the apartment building, just like the subtle jokes and jabs Brendan Gleeson's throwing, and like they get in the cab and he's like, just so you know, I don't accept checks or credit cards. Like, and even like Naomi Harris's character, like begrudgingly laughing, like, God damn it. Like, no, I don't want to laugh, but that was really funny.
No, I don't want to connect with these people because I have this, and then also watching her turn
to when she starts like actually accepting, like, no, maybe there is still a point to being alive now.
Yeah.
To the point, like, and then it gets to the part where Brendan Gleeson gets infected.
Oh, God,
you
that part.
actually fucking feel it.
Dude, yeah, no.
So,
and also just another testament to the actors themselves being able to pull that shit off. That was fucking fantastic.
And like I've seen that scene so many times because it's in all the top 10s. It was one I had to study in my cinematography class because the camera drop, they actually had the digital camera and they just fucking dropped it on a wire to look like it was going to fall, the blood was going to fall in his eye, and then they put a red film over on top of it. But like I've seen it so many times and it never really clicked. I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. That's a sad part. But now actually seeing the movie beginning to end and getting invested in the characters and everything, no, that scene hits fucking hard.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm kind of, now I'm getting more educated and getting more like adapted to these things, I expect to have those moments where like I can genuinely, I may or may not have teared up last night.
It was a good movie. Like it had me going a couple
And not
times.
just because I really had to take a fucking piss and I didn't want to interrupt anybody.
True. When you've been drinking all day and you're at a movie theater where they let you drink.
Yeah, and but also just getting really invested in movies. Like, god damn it, this is what I enjoy about the pod is we can hit fucking pause.
Yeah,
Jesus.
exactly.
Oh.
Well, like, dude, that last bit where Selena, she's gonna chop him and then stops and he's like, that was longer than a heartbeat. I was like,
callback, nice.
It's like so cute, and then she just fucking
starts making out with this incredibly bloody ass fucking face. But then Hannah comes in and she's like whacks him over the head with a fucking bottle. He's like, what the fuck? It's like he was biting. He was like, we were are you stoned?
It's a long story. We'll tell you later.
Yeah, we'll tell you about it later. But also,
super stoked on that movie. If you haven't seen that movie by now, go check it out. 28 Days Later. It came out in like 2001.
I feel like it's going to be a nice little warm-up for this, especially for someone who's inexperienced with horror movies and the whole genre itself. Right. Feels like a good warm-up, like a nice little vocal or I guess visual, mental warm-up to a Cronenberg, even if it is the son of Cronenberg movie.
See, 28 Days Later. Oh, 2002. I was off by a year.
Oh, yeah, 2002. Yeah, also, like when the guy talked to me how I enjoyed the film. It's like, well, it's 2002, so it's like, well, I was 11. So, no, there's no way in hell I've been able to see that in 2002.
I was 7.
Fuck right off with your goddamn young ass self.
All right, and this has been the first half. But I wouldn't have been able to go to our sponsor's location at that age because I had to have been 21. And those of you who know, we are sponsored by Hopkins Brewing Company. Hopkins Brewing Company is a nice little brewery down in Sugar House, Utah. It's amazing. They've got great beer, great food, great friends. Cole, what beer did you have today?
I was lucky enough to be graced with the Silent H Dub Nectar, which is one of the few award-winning beers that Hopkins makes. It is an American-style lager that is brewed because of and named after one of the coolest and most volatile employees that works there, Rhett. That's R-H-E-T-T, thus the silent H, and Dub Nectar because he slays reggae and just really likes light beer. He challenged the brewer to make this amazing light beer, and it is crisp, clean, slightly sweet with a bit of Dub Nectar. It goes down almost too smooth. Yeah.
We got to see Rhett today, and he was having a blast. He was having a good time. He got his beer back on tap, and I was happy because here in Utah, it just started snowing its butt off. It got so crazy. We got at least like 6-7 inches of snow, so it's just freezing down here. But Hopkins has got all these good flannels, a lot of beanies, a lot of hats, a lot of jackets, stuff to just keep you warm throughout the whole winter. And it's just amazing. Their merch it's affordable and it looks great. It looks fantastic. It's right in line with the cool kids wear these days.
It's also incredibly comfortable.
It is also incredible. We're both wearing our flannels right now.
Flannels. I got a hoodie of one of theirs, and that is stupid soft.
I wear my beanies all the time. So those of you who want some merch, go ahead and get yourself some merch. It's awesome. And have a beer and some awesome pub food while you're waiting.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We will come back at the end of the movie and let you know what we think of Infinity Pool. That's my same exact go-to when I watch a movie that makes me sit and just fucking think for half an hour and not say a goddamn word. It's like, oh, Fabian's too drunk. No, he's not. He's just thinking about the ending of the goddamn movie.
No, that's why I was curious about. So that's clearly a thinking Fabian face. I'm like, what you thinking about right now, man?
I'm just thinking about the ending of the movie. I was like, fuck. Okay, so we're back. We're back.
By the way, guys, we're back. Don't know if you could tell once the audio started after the little fucking credits and everything, or little fucking advertisement and everything. Don't know if you could tell, but we're back.
We're back, and this is one Fabian is still trying to process real quick, and this is like I said, as soon as it ended, and then I shut up for half an hour. This is guaranteed a movie I'm going to be watching for the next 3 days, just consistently on repeat so I can fully understand it, because I got a lot of the themes and there's still so much I am questioning and so much I'm thinking about in my head, especially with that ending. And this is that double-edged sword. This is why I love and hate Cronenberg films so much, because you walk away from it going, or at least in my experience, walk away from it going, yeah, I have more questions than I have answers, and now I have to sit here and think about what the ending means. And what does the ending mean for fucking James?
Well, before we get to that, there's a whole lot more of the movie to discuss before we get to the actual fucking ending.
Yeah. I know, but that's the thing that's sticking with me. Is like, what does
'cause we just
what
finished.
does that mean for what does it mean for James? Like, what does that? Oh my god! And there's so many YouTube videos. Like when we were looking up this movie, getting it all ready to go. And plug YouTube. Thank you for being our platform.
Yep.
We love you. We love you, YouTube, so much. So there's so many videos on YouTube that are like, oh, ending of Infinity Pool explained. But again, with art pieces like this, everybody's subjective to have their own opinion of what the ending means. And I'm sorry, it's just, that's what's in my head right now. Let's circle back. We'll circle back. Sorry, It's exciting. Well, you start at the end and you come back to the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
That's just good storytelling. Sucking at the teat. All right. Oh my God. Like I said, I'm going to be watching this movie for the next 3 days straight, trying to figure out. As you
should, man. This one is a thinker. This one's a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. It's got like the imagery and everything alone.
Okay. So to get back to start this off properly.
Yes.
Fuck yes. Hands down.
The ending. Okay, no. Let's start it off right.
I got to Chris Pine
Fuck
over
yes.
the ending. I'm Chris Pining over the ending real quick. Oh, yeah. By the way, yes.
Fuck yes.
The movie. Yes.
Fuck yes.
Absolutely did not deserve to bomb. Go watch Infinity Pool, please.
Don't understand why it bombed. That's like a fucking thinker right there. I mean,
it bombed because it had an NC-17 rating. That's just shit canning from the
plebes that need things to fucking be like watered down for themselves.
Well, watered down the rating. Whoever does the rating system, that's 100% just they're bogging it down. That's the only reason this movie bombed.
That's so fucking dumb, man. That's so fucking dumb. This movie shouldn't have bombed.
It happens though. There's an entire documentary about it.
I'm aware that it happens because we keep watching movies like this.
Yeah. No, there's what is it? Damn it. I want to plug the documentary, but I don't know off the top of my head. I've seen it 3 times. We might have to watch that. We might have to do a documentary episode. This film is not yet rated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that documentary is very, very well done and exposes all the holes in the MPAA, and they're fucking biased to rating movies. Yeah. And I fully agree that this is one that should not have bombed, and the only reason it did is because it got an NC-17.
That is so dumb.
Yeah.
But okay, to start off at the beginning.
Starting off at the beginning, circling back.
Circling back. Let's circle that square.
The square circle. That's Stone Cold.
What?
Austin, you talk about being the game. I am the fucking game, JR. All right.
So we start off at a luxury resort on a private island, and they break out those masks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're just starting off, like, with some of the most, like, fucked up goddamn masks. Like, one with all the fucking holes.
We'll circle back to the masks.
I mean, as we will continually, because those masks are continually involved. But we're just starting off at this clearly, like, high-end luxury resort. Like, well, it's time for a holiday time.
And they're in these distorted, just horribly disfigured face masks. And they're like, oh, that's really uncomfortable. The perfect Halloween costume, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I think we know what we're doing this year.
Yeah, I think we need to figure out how much those masks cost first of all. How much replicas of those masks cost?
Since it bombed, probably not that much.
That's what. No, you obviously have not looked up horror memorabilia.
obviously that's part of the podcast.
Yeah. No, the bigger the movie bombs, the more expensive the horror
it is?
Yeah. So like those masks probably right now are probably like $2,000 a piece.
Oh, is that it? Ah, well, I'm a chef, so that's
Yeah, I could easily throw money at that.
yeah, easily.
Anyway, so those creepy ass masks at the beginning are fucking perfect, and there's one that couldn't articulate the theme better, or one of the themes in my head better than anything in the entire movie. It's the one with the coins just fucking lodged.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with
mouth.
I thought you were gonna go with the Two-Face mask, where you got like the one thing looking one way, the one thing looking the
you
other.
got the Two-Face mask, you got the pig mask, and then there was one with just coins lodged,
lodged in the
in the
mouth.
fucking
Yes,
mouth.
which
And I
is
was
like-
that's yeah.
Yeah.
All the masks are the theme of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and those of you that have seen this movie or watched this movie, leave comments in what you see about the masks on this video, and we'll respond to it.
Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, obviously, my next note, something like early on that I didn't quite understand. Mia Goth versus Cleopatra Coleman.
Yeah, I didn't. That pissed me off. It was like, oh, me. Well, but that's the thing, right? It's worse, but it's different.
Well, that's as okay. It's worse, but fuck off.
It's worse. It's worse, but it's different.
But no, as the movie progresses, I really start to understand that, because she's capitalizing on. Okay, so maybe I'm projecting, or maybe I'm just reading a bit too much. That's the problem with movies like this.
No. It's not the problem with movies about this. That is
Yeah.
the movie. That is
She
these
is
movies.
able to capitalize on the insecurities and the vanity of creatives
Exactly. No,
behind
that's
that, which
that,
is
yeah.
Whereas like like Cleopatra Coleman, and she's just the daughter of a famous publisher. That's not really her thing. Bit of like rebellion on her part, falling for a fucking
Right.
writer.
The rebellion is like, oh, Dad said not to
do that. Whereas Mia Goth
She's playing on that
Taps, yeah,
insecure.
yeah.
You're like, oh,
Plays
I'm
it like
such
a
a
go-
fan of your book. Oh, really?
plays it like
Oh
a
my
goddamn
God.
fiddle, and you're writing. Oh my god, and plays on it so goddamn well, to the point where you can understand.
We didn't understand that she's like, you told me, well, oh no, I thought Mia Goth was the wife before we started, but no, she's the seductress. How the fuck is she the seductress?
But as the movie goes on,
as
you're
soon
like,
as it started, like oh, I'm such a fan of your writing. I'm like, oh, you fucking bitch.
oh, you just
You
immediately
fucking-
just emotionally masturbated that guy off before actually masturbating
Before
him.
actually masturbating him.
Which also, congrats, Scars Dong. That's a nice hog.
And well, hang on, we'll get to that in a minute.
We'll get to that in a minute.
as we
Okay.
progress.
As we progress. Okay, so then,
So right now we're continuing to go through Cole's notes. We haven't even
Yeah.
gotten to my notes, which I have a plentiful amount of notes on this one.
I mean, feel free to interject with your notes at any given point in time if I start skipping
No,
past
we'll
anything.
just cross first. I'll get into my notes after.
Cross-examine it.
Yeah,
Here we
cross-examine it.
Here we are getting fucking stupid serious about shit again.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. You have to with Cronenberg movies.
You do that. Oh, okay. Well, then also just
They're
the commentary.
fucking think pieces.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's disgusting and gross and body horror. Yeah,
Not-
but you should
I mean,
probably actually be looking
there's
at the
more
themes
beyond
and
that.
all of the all of the shit behind it. Be like, okay, what could this possibly mean? I don't know. It's a giant man dressed as a fly. I don't want to have to think about shit. No, I get why people are very turned off by Cronenberg style movies, but they are one of my favorite. Besides like John Carpenter and fucking, I have so many fucking horror movie icons that I love. I know. I'm nerding. But Cronenberg style movies, and I fell in love with Brandon Cronenberg so fast. As soon as he took the fucking torch from his dad, I was like, dude, this is the thing. This is when horror is at its best. When it's showing you shit you don't want to see, but it's also making you think like about all the different subtext and like what this could mean, and then it just fucking leaves you with questions.
Yeah.
And then it just fucking walks away. Here's the credits, bitch.
Here's the credits. Now sit down and talk to your friends about what the fuck you just fucking watched.
Exactly.
Which,
all
like,
this crazy shit, all this.
Well,
okay.
the little bit
What's your
about
next-
the dramatic locals. You got the guy on the four-wheeler with the hella goddamn.
Oh
strokes
yeah.
behind it.
Press against the locals. Yeah.
Yeah, locals, like pretty much just like they're losing their shit because this is like their holy time, their special time, but here you guys are all fucking it up, which ties into more of the overarching thing going on with the 1%ers and all that. Like, which even then, that still takes a while to really kind of bring itself forward because like, they're just the locals. Locals get a little fucking disturbed, a little crazy.
Right.
And just the bragging that she's an infomercial actress.
Yeah. No, I know. I was sitting there like, oh my God, I can't cut this out. Off. Ugh. All right.
But even then, she's so much better than that based on everything she does. I mean, it's a nice, I wouldn't necessarily say a slow build, but it plants like these little, it's like, okay, to make
Got the seeds.
Okay, so it's like a comic book connection. It's like reading a Jonathan Hickman comic book series. So when he's allowed to go long form, he just drops little hints here and there. They're like, okay, whatever. All right, that's okay. I guess drop that in there.
Yeah.
But then when you get towards the end, you're like, oh my God.
And it makes you flip all the way back to like page 3 or something.
All the way over. You're like, wait a minute, hold on. But
yeah. No, that was the infomercial. Yeah, she's a great fucking actress. She actually is good.
This is a great job, which that the whole lot of that movie does the entire time.
Yeah.
It's just playing into like these small, subtle callbacks to the beginning of the movie, which is just, oh my God, just so much goddamn fun.
But you get why I love these movies so much, right?
Dude, I get it now, man.
It's insane. Like these style of movies, they get panned because they're over. Like everybody just sees it as the it's over sexualized or exposing and blah 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 blah. But they actually have
really.
shit to
the sexuality plays into all of it, and
right. And it's also like it sits there and makes you think about like society and our shit. And I think that's the side that people don't like to actually think about. So they try to find something to blame. Be like, oh, there's too many boobs in it.
Well,
there's a hard erect penis in it. So obviously,
as a counteracting point instead of society, I think that really capitalizes on the animality that is people themselves. Like we are still animals. We like to consider ourselves separate from the food chain, but we're still fucking animals.
That's a very good point. Yeah,
and
we're still fucking animals.
We're still animals. So it's
very Satanist of you.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I 100% agree. We are still animals with animalistic needs and these
we're violent,
desires.
Dumb, stupid creatures. You know it. I know it.
Everybody knows it. Whether or not you want to admit it is the standpoint, and a lot of people don't. So they slash and be like, no, fuck. That movie has boobs in it. We're better than being naked.
Like after we left the trees, we tried to like separate ourselves from that as like we're a better species than that. But at the end of the day,
we're not.
We want to fight. We want to fuck.
We're just animals.
We're just animals. We want to eat, fight, fuck, sleep, shit.
Exactly. We want what? Shelter, reproduction, food. That's it.
At the end of the day, that's all you really, really want. Like you have these other things like as being higher evolved creatures to where like I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that.
Yeah, we're the highest evolved creatures on the planet.
Yes.
Arguably, dolphins are.
Dolphins are so much better than us.
On par with us. Like realistically, dolphins are on par with us. They're just
doing it better because they're having so much more fun.
Yeah, and they don't have all these fucking racism. They're just fucking dolphins.
They're also not wearing clothes.
Yeah,
they're naked the whole goddamn time.
But that's the thing. It's like we are them and they are us, and we're all just fucking animals.
We're all just fucking animals.
At the end of the day. And what are the great? Here's a point I like to bring up a lot. Or like, what are the 5 great apes?
See, 5 great apes. You got King Kong.
No, not movie
Caesar.
Shut up, bitch. So we got the five great apes. We got chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans, gorillas,
my brothers,
and humans.
No, they're not that great though.
But we're the most advanced.
We're the most advanced great ape. Absolutely.
And that's what's the most unfortunate is we are the most advanced. And we fucking take. All right, how did this devolve into us talking about this? Is shut up, bitch. Moving on to the next point.
Oh, I'm sorry we started getting into a fucking deep topic after watching this fucking movie. Man.
Well, I'll agree. All right, to cap this off, yes, our animalistic nature. We have to accept our animalistic nature and accept that we have it as people, and to think otherwise, be like, oh, I'm higher evolved. I have this higher level of thinking.
Well, that's why personally,
it's fucking ignorant.
That's why personally why I think it's an underlying theme throughout the entire movie because it's very animalistic. The masks themselves are kind of like
they are. They're very animalistic. There's one that's clearly a pig. There's one that's clearly like no. They're animalistic. We have this animalistic nature.
Parts of us. We try to separate ourselves as higher evolved creatures.
And we but we need to understand and recognize that we all have that deep down desire. We all have that animalistic nature inside of us.
It's about controlling it and being better than an actual animal. That's
Right.
Which is what separates us.
I'm not arguing.
from the
Yeah,
beast.
I want to be an animal. I just want to go fucking in the street and
I
throwing
don't want to be
shit
an
at
animal.
people.
I just want to fuck you like an animal.
I just want to start throwing shit at people and like beating people
Yeah.
up in the street until a cop guns me down.
Yeah.
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 That's all I want to do.
That's all I want to do.
Can I go out that way? That actually sounds pretty good.
Well, you got a few more months.
Yeah, I do have a few more months. Give me a couple more months. All right. Sweet. All right, moving on.
Moving on with my notes. So yeah, anyone interested in my writing? Immediately fucking hot.
Yep. No, I got that too. Like it's like, oh dude, when she was just fucking berating his ass on the car ride, like criticize, like, oh, you fucking bitch, you're a fucking bitch writer and shit. I was sitting there like, Cole's probably like fucking like sitting there steaming.
Oh, steaming so hard.
Yeah. I was thinking the entire time like Cole is probably stewing. He's
relating
stewing right
so
now.
hard right now. It's like, oh, this bitch.
That was one bit about the movie that made me like, I'm glad I'm not a writer. Like, holy shit, she's just laying into his ass.
Writer's block. Starting to think of it as lack of talent.
I get that one.
Yeah. Married rich. Feel like I'm becoming a charity. Those subtle jabs that fucking
the subtle
Cleopatra has the entire time. Kind of just like semi-belittling his career. While Mia Goth is just like, yeah, but no, like
But
it's-
you're such a good writer.
like I read it 6 years ago, and I still am waiting for this sequel. Let me jerk you off while you're.
No, that made more sense. The more we watched, it made more sense. Like,
Yeah.
no, Cleopatra Coleman's way harder than me and Goth, and then I was like, oh, I get it.
No, I get it.
It's
I get it.
it's a
psychological thing.
psychological thing.
Oh, okay. No, I understand. Actually, something I noticed that I've been appreciating as we've been doing this podcast and listening to other podcasts about movies is the ability to use just because you have like Steven Spielberg things and George Lucas, you have these big background scores which makes you feel what you're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
Whereas this one in other films like 28 Days Later uses a lot of silence and very subtle bass.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate.
There you
I
go.
really
You're
appreciate that.
You're starting to get
I'm
a little
starting
bit
to
more
fucking
of the,
get it. Starting to get
a little bit more of the horror side.
Yes, because it's like
the silence is fucking scary.
silence is deafening.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And then you get like a little bit of light bass, a little bit of fucking like some sort of string instrument going on.
Like a little bit of synth, a little bit of
synth,
something
a little
going
bit,
on.
but it's still not overpowering over the visuals that are going
But
on.
just
with the actual
that emptiness. That just nothing is. It just feels.
Well, the connection to the human condition of just like not connecting, having anything to score, anything in the background, so you actually have to interpret the feelings yourself because there's nothing there to tell you how to feel.
Right.
Like when in other bigger movies, it's all big and dramatically. Which don't get me wrong, I love that shit. Like
Yeah.
I fucking
Like the big the dinosaur reveals in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Na. Like it's so beautiful and big,
Yeah, you're
big
like,
score.
yeah,
Like
oh, yeah.
hell yeah, I love this. But that empty feeling of nothing, and then you're just
Yes.
looking out at landscapes.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
or just
but
like long one shots of just like the fucking characters like going on.
and just the deadpan
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah. The emptiness.
The emptiness behind it. Really starting to appreciate the fuck out of that. I'm starting to
glad.
appreciate
I'm
not
glad.
being told how to fill via a score. That being said, composers are goddamn amazing.
yeah.
I will
Oh,
still-
for sure. Yeah.
Still listen to the shit out of like Howard Shore on Lord
Dude,
of the Rings,
I was cruising
John Williams.
I was cruising on the fucking Star Wars Episode 3 soundtrack on the way to work yesterday.
As you should.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope.
No, I love me a good score.
Yes.
But the absence of sound is one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
Just that, okay, you have to sit with this
Yeah. Just like
for
you
a second and just let it be silent.
marinate in what's going on right now. Like
We're not
it's-
telling you how to feel. We're going to let you feel how you feel. And you
talk about how you feel later because we're
Yeah.
not going to make you feel like I'm not going to tell you how you're
it's
supposed
just,
to
it's
feel.
just so empty and dead. And you're like, what are you thinking about right now?
Hey, what you thinking about, bud?
What are you thinking? What are you thinking right now? Are you
Really-
happy?
yeah. Really,
What did you find out about yourself today?
What did you learn?
What did you learn? Are you sad? Are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? It's dead.
Really starting to fucking
It's so
appreciate
quiet.
that shit.
Dude, but like that like at the end of movies like this one,
Oh.
we were both fucking dead silent. But like that feeling in the theater when it's fucking
when it's like
dead silent
and you've
in the
got everybody
theater.
like so many other people around you.
Yeah, like 40 other people and it's dead silent in the
Yeah.
theater. There's nothing like that.
Like when we saw 28 days.
Yeah,
days.
days.
Not saying
You got
weeks,
it. You
not
got
saying
it.
weeks.
You got it.
Yes. Yeah.
28 days later.
During those long silent parts, everyone was silent. You could just feel everybody.
Feel that tension.
Feeling.
That atmosphere. Yeah.
Processing what was going on.
One of the biggest ones for me recently it was in 2018 when I saw Hereditary, and damn it, you haven't seen it.
I have not.
Fuck, I can't ruin it for you. But there's a big part in Hereditary that happens, and the entire theater was just dead fucking silent. And I had my mouth open. Like, I was like, had my hands up, mouth open, like, no.
And you probably weren't the only one.
And it was just fucking dead silent in the theater.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
And I sat there like, that. It happens like maybe like 20 minutes into the movie, and I'm sitting there like, this is going to be one of the greatest horror movies ever made.
Well, that's another thing.
Moment
saying
I
that
realized,
only 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
This movie seemed to take so goddamn long.
That oh my god. Yeah, no, Infinity Pool, it was a slow burn for sure. It didn't feel like it was taking forever.
No,
it was
it's
just like
so much was happening, so much was going on. You're thinking about so much. We paused. It was like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. We've been drinking. It's like, how long has it been? 20 minutes.
yeah.
What?
It's like, how the fuck has it been 20 minutes? It feels like we've been watching this, not in a bad way.
No, not in a bad way whatsoever.
Not that it feels like it's a slog. It's not a slog.
Not a slog.
No, in a good way, it feels like, holy shit, so much has happened. Everything is so crazy. How long has it been? It's been 10 minutes. Holy shit.
This is a 2-hour goddamn movie. Oh my god.
We have so much more to watch, and I'm already like on the edge of my seat, excited. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy that this is your first like big Cronenberg movie, and that you're this pumped about it.
Dude, this was so much goddamn fun. This was like a lot of fun, a lot of thinking, a lot of like,
Yeah, and again with Cronenberg, you're gonna see a lot of shit that you don't want to see, but in the end, you're gonna be sitting there like,
I mean,
all right, what am I gonna?
I know after watching this, I don't know if I don't want to see it because I got to see Skarsgård get jerked off and I'm like, oh, okay,
It's true. And you got to see.
Got to see him come.
Got to see fully nude Mia Goth, fully nude a lot of people.
A lot of naked people.
A lot of naked people in this movie.
A lot of naked people.
And we'll circle back to that. All right, what's next on your notes?
Oh, next on my notes, the disappointing, the upsettingness that was the outside resort slums and the commentary on that by Mia Goth and her husband in that.
That one's an easy.
It's an easy like thing to kind of pull on.
Yeah, it's an easy just like any resort.
Yeah.
Okay, just outside the resort. I have that in my notes also.
Yeah.
The just outside the resort slums where it's like if you travel outside the resort, yeah, you're going to see some people and so and
but also it's not like heavily focused on because that's not the story they're trying to tell.
No.
Is behind that, but it's still like there as a way of like a reminder, kind of like a way of grounding.
I mean, it is and it isn't. There is a big part of the story that is
about
the slums and
the
that.
slums and 1% abusing that and everything, which is super. But it's not so like over the top and like just like beating you over the head.
Exactly,
with it,
it's not beating you over the head with it.
Which is why I took a note about that because I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just like kind of like just a little passing.
It is there. Everyone
but still like one long shot.
Everyone knows you travel to like Jamaica or the Caribbean. Everyone knows like that.
You just stay on the resort.
You stay in the resort. Don't go outside because as soon as you go outside, like you run into some like everyone knows that cliche.
Yeah, which I'm glad it didn't beat me over the head with that. That's
everyone that has actually been able to go on vacation outside of us because we're not rich assholes that can take fucking cruises every goddamn week.
I don't even have a goddamn passport.
I do have my passport, but I didn't buy it.
I mean, after that, I immediately followed up with jerk off scene.
Yeah. The jerk off scene.
Because I was not expecting to see that.
I also was not expecting to see that.
And just the like it was like uncomfortable.
We'll circle back to that with my notes.
We'll circle back to that. After that, kill a guy, walk away.
Nice.
Straight up just run over a dude. Like, do you realize what's going to happen if we do this? Because they know what's actually going to happen if they do this, but they heighten it up to where as a way of getting James involved with everything. His friend was
Yeah.
like hiding up. It's like, no, if you don't realize your wife is going to be raped, so many things are going to be happening. It's going to be super bad for you. We've got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, play it up.
Play it up so much, and then just to lead into saw one. Sorry, the other note we had is we paused it to go to the bathroom. I noticed that Infinity Pool uncut. Ha ha ha. Scar's dong is.
Nice. Love that.
Also, no lawyers involved in anything. Am I just tainted by America to where you just go to another country and you don't get a lawyer involved?
I feel like, I don't know. I didn't think about that like hardly at all with this, because I think if we're lawyers, blah blah blah, I think that would.
I think that just makes me more. I think it just makes me more white than you. That I immediately thought about. What about the lawyers?
Okay. All right. Well, to give you that, yeah. But
I mostly just wrote that down for the joke.
That is a good joke. No, I just think it would have bogged down the story with all of that shit.
Oh, it definitely would have bogged it down, because then you get to the point where with my next notes, like the doubles being produced for diplomatic and tourist reasons,
right?
Which seemed like one of the more realistic parts about realistic and realistic.
Yeah, that's what always. That was one thing I wanted to get into before the break, was the bleak futuristic tone of Cronenberg movies, and Brandon Cronenberg's last movie before Infinity Pool, Crimes of the Future. It has that same tone where people are like growing new organs and like eating plastic. They're trying to adapt to the world dying, so people are evolving to be able to eat plastic and shit. Like it's nuts. Like Crimes of the Future it's way different than it sounds.
Goddamn.
Like the title is way different than it sounds.
Yeah.
But it's that same bleak futuristic tone that it's like, it's not unbelievable. Like it's right in the realm of like, it's something that's just outside believing. Like it's futuristic, but it's also like, fuck, I can see that happening. Like,
yeah, which is
the cloning, the fucking, in this movie, I wouldn't call it cloning, but it's cloning.
It's cloning.
It's cloning. You clone a person, like, oh yeah, you have the death penalty, so we're gonna clone you and kill your clone in front of the family, or let the family kill your clone. You're like, okay, cool. Well, the rich enough can get away with that, and that's that 1% bullshit that we'll get into.
Which definitely makes sense. And then, also, you must be present for the execution. You have
to be present for the execution.
You have to watch that, because I imagine, like with any normal person, doesn't have the money to fucking burn.
Any normal person that isn't you or me.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
mentally you or me. But neither one of us has the money to watch that shit, or to be able to afford
to watch that shit.
Yeah.
But also, I would be curious about what would it be like to witness your own execution.
I have that in my notes too. Like, I pine all this. We're both on the spectrum.
Both on the spectrum. We both got our problems.
We both got our problems.
We both got our thoughts.
We both have had our bouts. But it's also like watching yourself versus watching yourself die. Like,
yeah. And then
I couldn't imagine that
in such a way.
Yeah.
Like where like you've got like this child just like stabbing you, like he's a little trepidatious at first, like
yeah, and then he fucking gets into it, fucking like splays it out till your guts are falling. Like, but I also like, no, I get it. Like seeing yourself be fucking. There has to be a weird high in seeing that.
Oh yeah, like a weird high, like, and also especially like knowing as a clone, you can get away with doing that again, like a weird like immortality. High.
Exactly, yeah, that immortality. I thought about that too. That immortality high, like I can get away with whatever
I want,
and then I get to watch myself die because
it's
like,
oh man, part of me learned a lesson.
Man,
not this part,
not this one. That fucking guy.
Fucking guy, though. Oh, he regrets it. I can see it right in his eyes.
See it in his eyes. In his dying fucking eyes.
His dying eyes is
God damn.
Bleeding out and puking up blood right in front of me.
Oof.
To the point where I can't look away.
Bet he regrets his decisions.
Apparently not.
Well, no, I don't.
Oh, yeah. No.
Because I'm sitting in the crowd.
Exactly.
He does, though.
That's me in the corner.
That's me on the spot.
Like losing my religion because there's cloning.
All right.
After that, I got mostly just a lot of, Cleopatra Coleman's talks about how he's been like, she can't tell that he's been like when he's asleep, when he's awake.
Yeah.
How he's been robotic for so long.
Changed the fuck out of him, and I can imagine why it would.
Yeah. I'm just pretty much just like, this is something that took him, especially like witnessing his own execution, and he couldn't look away, where she's like, where she's got enough, like, I guess, I don't know, humanity or empathy, sympathy, something like that, to like just look away and be disgusted. He's just like straight up
zeroed in,
focused in on that, and she's just like, no, you've been robotic for so long, and I can see it in your eyes.
Also,
your eyes
how
have
can
changed.
I also get that with the seeing your loved one being butchered, and everything, but you as yourself, like, the curiosity factor for me at least would be way too high.
No, definitely.
Like if I was like watching myself get stabbed to death, like, dude, I'd be way too curious to see.
Kind of hard to look away.
It would be way too hard.
But if it's somebody you like know and love and care about,
but somebody with a normal brain,
somebody with a normal brain, but also imagine it's somebody you know and love and care about.
Seeing somebody you know and love and care about, that would definitely be a changer.
lot harder. Like try to imagine like watching your brother or your sister being like executed.
Exactly, or your wife or your husband.
Your wife or your husband.
That's the difference. Watching yourself when like.
Which was an awesome,
it's me.
Yeah, which is awesome human grounding factor behind the disassociation between like, but then
that's
me.
That's a great term, disassociation. Yeah, fantastic term.
Which is this is why she mentions that with his eyes are different, and which the makeup team does a great job. They
do that. They did 100% of getting that.
As it gets getting further and further
so
in,
back.
It's like sunken in, like. Dude.
No, they did a fantastic. Oh, you can always. That's one thing you can always rely on in a Cronenberg movie is the makeup team, makeup department. Chef's
fucking
kiss.
crushed it. Chef's kiss, guys. Way to fucking be.
Absolutely
Jesus Christ.
perfect.
Way to fucking crush it.
Pause.
Which is fucking beautiful. After that, like another note I took is like, we're all zombies here, which I thought was an incredibly interesting line.
We're all zombies here.
Based on the fact is they are like the undead, craving just one certain thing and going for it at all times with just like a intense focus the entire time, but also being slow about it, like classic zombies, opposed to 28 weeks later where they can just fucking run and chase you in your dreams and keep you up all goddamn night.
I actually didn't put like the zombie connection together. I thought about like the undead, like it's we've all done our dues, so we're helping you try to join our clique or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
Like I thought about it in a different sense.
Interesting.
Than
that's another fucking thing about this goddamn fucking movie. Yeah, but that's another note I took is pretty took is pretty much regarding that. And then don't you worry they got the wrong man? Or do you worry they got the wrong man? Talking
That's
about
something.
like
Anytime there's cloning in anything, I constantly think about that shit.
Yeah.
Like where does your mind split? Where do you become one person versus two people versus a separate person? Like that is one thing about cloning that drives me insane and is terrifying.
Comic book connection. The Mahler twins and Invincible.
Yep, I knew you were gonna pull that one.
Yeah, of course I would, man. Invincible's dope. Long-time listeners know I love Invincible.
I knew you were gonna pull that one as soon as they started talking about like, aren't you worried like you're the clone or whatever? And immediately in my head I was like, no, because I'm the original. Yeah, because I'm the original.
Well, that's why I got the ears pierced. You think I would have pierced my ears to make myself stand out as the original instead of putting it on my clone?
Yeah. No, that was perfect. But that is a solid point that scares me.
Oh yeah,
lot.
Oh yeah, especially in that
Even
situation.
Though it's like, there's no fucking clone. There's not. Well, that I know of today, there might be. I don't fucking know. I'm not in the 1%. But like thinking about cloning and thinking about the theory and everything, when and where does your mind split to where it's like, fuck, I'm the original, or holy shit, I'm a new being.
Like I'm the clone. I've just got all these like, double
clone,
yeah.
whatever. But then, like in this movie, you're like, oh fuck, I'm the double. I'm being executed. Like I am literally being birthed just to die.
I mean, I feel like they kind of briefly touch on that, but also don't really capitalize on it.
No, it's not. It's not really about the cloning. It's more. The themes are a little bit different than that.
Still, though, it makes you think.
It does. It does.
Makes you think. After that, like we got to the point where I get those vague ass notes. It's like,
Yeah.
Mia Goth, dude. Jesus, dude.
The ones you have to think about, like, all right, where in the movie was I thinking about that shit?
Actually, no, I know exactly what I was thinking because, like, just she gets to a certain point after the second execution where, like, oh shit, they're all gonna really die, and then like pans up to them all watching them all freaking out, think they're really gonna die, and just like, holy fucking shit, Mia Goth is going hard on this and doing such a great goddamn job.
She did. She did a great job. In this
Honestly,
movie.
she's probably one of my favorite parts of the whole movie, even though she is such a bitch.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of hate for her in this movie, actually. And there it is. There's a lot of hate for her in this movie, saying she's very annoying and shit. Like I could see it when she's riding the car, like screaming Jamesy, blah 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 blah. Like I get that. But no, she's just doing a really good job at her fucking job. Like, she's supposed to be hated. She's not.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to like her.
No, she's the pinnacle of these type of people who have like this kind of just entitled privilege,
quote unquote power
over shit. So like she's like the pinnacle of that. That's why she is annoying. And that's why she doesn't need eyebrows.
She should be annoying. Yeah, that's always a go-to. It's like it was my go-to in X, and it was my go-to for Pearl, and everything. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot Mia Goth doesn't have eyebrows.
You can tattoo that shit on. Come on, I mean, you're still expressive without them, but imagine how much more you could sell shit if you had fucking eyebrows.
Oh, I'm gonna leave Cleopatra Coleman for a bitch that doesn't have eyebrows.
Goddamn eyebrows.
It's not like she's ever gonna hear this. Fuck you and your no eyebrow having ass.
Just tattoo them on. You got the money for it now.
Getting divorced from Shia LaBeouf having ass.
As you should. Jesus Christ.
All right, moving on.
Actual vampire Shia LaBeouf.
Moving on. I actually like Mia Goth. She's good.
No, she's fantastic. That hard cut to the Bollywood scene where it's just the Bollywood stage as they're all walking out after like the botched fucking
the botched home invasion. Like there's like what? That was some whiplash right there. Yeah, that was. I mean, it was good. That is. I do expect that kind of shit from this movie, but that I can agree that was kind of like a all right. Apparently we're doing a Bollywood dance scene,
and then they immediately like jump back to like
they're running away.
Yeah, running away, which was like, but still like the whiplash behind that
makes sense, and it was a hard cut, and hard cuts like that are. I would say, arguably, these are the only kind of movies where you could get away with that.
Oh yeah, like a more mainstream, like fucking like for the American people. Movie.
No, you absolutely could not.
No, you've got to explain that shit, or if you do that, do that kind of hard cut.
Got to make it for the general public so they can understand. No, in this movie, no, this is a think piece. We can just fucking hard cut to these people doing a Bollywood performance on a stage. Oh, and we're back in the story.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if any other movie, like any other more mainstream movie, that kind of hard cut is most likely due to editing, as a way of getting a certain like.
It's an editing error.
Well, not an editing error, but as a way of like getting it approved for a certain audience.
Oh yeah, I see that too.
Out.
Yeah, I see that.
I mean, that's what I thought. Love editors. You guys do some great work. Not fucking dissing on you guys. You guys are doing what you can, but also work on editing movies with commercials. Be more like Tubi.
I think that's more of a I think that's more of a network thing.
Networks be better.
Yeah,
that's why we strike.
All right, what else you got?
Women like her make men weak. Mia Goth talking about Cleopatra Coleman making like pretty much how she is as a person is degrading and weakening and making a lesser man out of James.
Yeah, in context. Yeah, I completely forgot the context of that. But when you're saying women like her make men weak, it's like oh, Mia Goth talking about Cleopatra Coleman. Yeah, she made me fucking weak.
Yeah, dude.
God
damn. Fucking like I was in love for a minute.
Goodness.
But talking about how pretty much like.
Yeah, they make them weak. They make them not hard. I'm trying to stay hard out here, and no, I get that.
It was just a great fucking line though, as a way of like getting him to switch over from
and make him weak. He's not as virile. He's not as
virile,
animalistic,
not as strong, not as animalistic, not much as a man.
Yeah, like
as you could be
a quote unquote man.
You were settled into the sedentary bullshit fucking lifestyle where you were married to your editor and publisher's daughter.
Right.
dick cuck.
Right.
Which great way of fucking turning shit around, tapping in on the male weakness, the male ego right there.
Again, she's so good at that.
She's playing.
Her character
him.
is so good at that,
So
tapping
good
into
at-
the
yeah,
male.
just tapping into the male ego and just playing on it, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Just have some fucking eyebrows.
Have some fucking eyebrows. That might be your intro.
I mean, just have some fucking eyebrows.
Just have some eyebrows.
They're tattooable. Just fucking do it.
It might be the dual intro. All right, what else we got?
1% bullshit.
Yep.
Because that's when we really started getting into the whole.
Yeah,
just
the 1%. I
entitled-
clocked the 1% way earlier.
I mean, I was too busy just trying to write down all the other stuff, and also was just really into the goddamn movie. That's another
Yeah.
problem I have.
No, it's not a problem. I'm just letting you know. I clocked the 1% like immediately. But
Well, as the kind of piece of shit that I am, I'm trying to understand the writer's pathos.
there you go. All right.
And then, understand goth as a temptress feeding on creative anxieties and insecurities.
We got into that.
The red filtering, the amount of red used was really, really, really nice.
Decent amount. There was a lot of crazy.
A lot of crazy edits, a lot of crazy filtering, a lot of crazy camera
A lot of crazy
work.
filtering. So like, we'll get back into it with mine. Mine's a little bit more sexual and Cronenbergian. So we'll continue with your notes.
Continuing with my notes, we've already covered over a good chunk of them. When they do the double of him when he thinks it's the actual like police general,
Yeah.
pretty much like a way of killing yourself as a way of advancing on like pretty much like
Right, and that's kind of the climax, and I have that in my notes too. Killing the dog, the quote unquote dog.
Yeah.
I have that in my notes too.
dog, the beast, which I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say wasn't subtle, but also wasn't on the nose, but it was very much just like at a point he pisses on the general. He
The
first part when he first like first reveal because you're like who's underneath the fucking like underneath the mask, waterboarding himself, like waterboarding somebody with urine, pulls it off. No, it's
as soon as she bent down and grabbed the mask, I was like, all right, who is it really?
Yeah,
I was like, who are they torturing?
I was kind of expecting M.
I was kind of expecting M. I was expecting M's dad a little bit more, being like, beat him up. He's your beneficiary.
He's the one who's like, he's the reason you can't leave. He's stopping you from leaving.
So now you have to surpass him, and you're moving up this 1% ladder or whatever. But no, it was different. It was him. It was one of his clones.
It was a way of getting over yourself and advancing on beyond that to get into this actual part of this party, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then, he knew where his passport was the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I clocked that from the beginning. Like, I had that in my head, like, he knows where his passport is.
Because that's what's confused me for a while. Because I'm like, what do you mean you don't know where your passport is?
As soon as he watched himself die the first time, watched himself get executed, and that subtle smile, like he started smiling. You saw me get up and like sit up on my seat, like, no fucking way. And he started smiling. I was like, okay. And then they started talking in bed, like, well, I don't know where or they were trying to leave. I don't know where my passport is. I knew he knew where his passport was. He's like, he doesn't want to leave. Not yet.
But I did enjoy that little reveal because I was just too busy just getting off in the entire goddamn movie.
That fucking subtle smile sold it for me.
A lot of subtlety in this movie, especially Skarsgård doing a lot of great subtle fucking goddamn acting.
Skarsgård. Alex is my favorite.
Dude, he's the fucking shit.
I love Stellan. I love Bill. I love all the Skarsgårds.
Love the
but
Skarsgårds.
Alex is my boy.
Something about Alex, man. Something about Alex. Fucking love that boy. Fucking love
He's
that
my
boy. The unfocused camera work is another one. Just like the way like things are out of focus, but only the small things like are actually in focus for a lot of it. Like there was a point where it was like a kind of black and white and little gray kind of going like through the trees and pulling down with him down after being shot in the leg.
Yeah.
And it's very kind of just like out of focus.
Kind of like the selective out of focus areas. Yeah.
Which they did a lot, and I thoroughly appreciated and really felt like it capitalizes on the storytelling itself.
That is really good.
Which is really, really, really good.
Kind of keeps you as a film goer, and you're like, stop this. You don't need to actually focus on this shit. Like nobody, you know what's going on.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares what's going on. Nobody cares what's going on over here. This is what we want you to see.
Yeah. And it's also a way of implying like certain emotions and evoking like actual character thoughts, which are then you focus in on Skarsgård with him trying to process and doing a great job, like a lot of great facial acting.
And a lot of behind the eyes acting,
Yeah.
which I'm a huge fan of.
Oh yeah, which he did a great fucking job. And then my last note is regarding the ending, so I'm gonna hold off on that, and then let's get to your notes.
All right, holding off on that one. Okay, my notes. My first one is, that's what you sell at the gift shop? What is it? The fucking masks.
The masks. That's what you can get these at the gift shop. It looks like one was invaded by like an invasive parasite all over the fucking face. The one's got like some weird like skinned pig ears and shit going on. Nice little two-face. Get that at the gift shop right next to like some of our little bookmarks.
Yeah. Just in the communal gift shop.
Yeah, just
Right next to those little shot glasses
Yeah.
with the people doing it on it.
yeah, and then, like we got a T-shirt that says "I visited Latoric," and all my parents got me was this lousy T-shirt.
Exactly. Get yourself a very disturbing mask.
We got the commemorative mugs.
Yeah, commemorative mug. All right. So moving on from so that was my first note. My next one is Cleo's way hotter than Mia, and yeah, we already
obviously.
talked about that. The one after that is Mia Goth's boobs. So that one is in reference to when they
Very first meet.
very first meet, and then she folds her arms and forces her cleavage up to
While
be like,
talking about how great his book is.
yeah, exactly. While talking about how great his book is, kind of flaunting, like I clocked that like this bitch.
Well, it's also let you know about the
alright.
simplicity of men.
Exactly. No, that's 100% right. And then next, grooming. We talked about. So Mia's character was talking about how they were grooming her for being the next top actor in LA, which is another allegory for them grooming James to be their next whatever the fuck in this 1% bullshit country. So it was kind of like that linking back. I knew the grooming aspect of it was gonna circle back, but I didn't know in the moment. I wrote it down like, oh yeah, she's talking about grooming. Obviously, we're gonna circle back in some point, and that was
and it was all grooming for him.
yeah. So clocked that. The tension, just classic Cronenbergian sexual tension among every character.
Everybody wants to fuck.
Everybody wants to fuck all the time. That's all Cronenberg. Like,
But as we said while we're watching it, as you should, look how hot all you guys are.
that's No, it was like all the actors was like, oh my god, we got a cast full of actors that are ridiculously hot.
fucking hot.
They should all just be fucking all the time.
That's all I want to see. You guys are so attractive.
But again, that's kind of the point with Cronenberg style movies. But that tension, you got to keep up that tension that like anybody could just strip down and start fucking at any moment.
Any moment.
And that's one of the big themes is repressed sexuality. Moving on. So the guy they stole. So these two go hand in hand. The 70s Cadillac. Mm-hmm. This is just shit that makes Fabian happy. They're like, all right, you sold me on this movie. They're driving around in a 70s Cadillac and then driving around in a 70s Pontiac GTO, getting the classic fucking big ass long ass cars, and then they took it from a guy named Mr. Thrash. Like, oh, Mr. Thrash Metal, and we're taking this fucking 70s Cadillac. Stop trying to sell Fabian on this movie. My dick is already as hard as it can be.
Sir, I can only get so hard.
I can only get so erect. All right, so moving on from that one, just outside the resort slums, we talked about that. Dick coming. Okay, so I actually had a big point about this one.
So did Skarsgård.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't that big.
Well,
It was thick. It was a decent hog.
It was a good hog, but it wasn't Skarsgård's.
It wasn't?
Guarantee you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Guarantee you they got a stunt cock.
A stunt cock and a stunt hand.
Yep. Guarantee you they did not. He did not make his main actors do that shit.
Yeah, I can't imagine actually.
No.
Like,
That's when you get porn actors in and you fucking stunt cock and stunt hand. That's an easy one. Just fucking go. And that's another one. That's an easy. Hey, here's this scene. We can show Mia Goth pretending to jack him off, and then
They got it from a good angle to where you can like easily like
exactly, and they got it from a great angle, and they'd be like, oh, pretending, oh, this is so great, and then actually showing it. No, it's like you don't see either one of them. No, it's 100% stunt cock, stunt hand, and they take it out for trying to get the R rating, right?
Yeah,
that's an easy one that I wanted to bring up. But again, good use of stunt cock.
good use of stunt cock. That's
Like,
and for the long time listeners, that's another shot right there.
But knowing behind the scenes, like stunt cock, like there's very rare instances where you have to use a stunt cock, and sometimes you do. To add to that, the movie Antichrist, which is one I thought about a lot while watching this movie. Antichrist, they had to have a stunt cock for Willem Dafoe because Willem Dafoe's dick was too big.
That makes sense.
No, like legitimately, look it up. Look it up.
Well, that's what Dafoe. So his family came over from across the seas, right? Registering at Ellis Island. Whips his dick out. And it's like, clearly this guy is Dafoe.
Yeah, he's not the friend. He's
not the friend. He's Dafoe.
But no, look it up. They had to get a stunt cock for Willem Dafoe in Antichrist because his dick was too big.
Well, that's how you can be the fucking Green Goblin. Comic book connection.
Right. Comic book connection. Green Goblin's dick is too big. Anyway. But yeah, every now and again you got to get a stunt cock, and you know if you're doing movies like these, it's not that wild of a term.
Also, keep porn actors and actresses, keep them making money and shit. They're doing the Lord's work.
Right. Their sex work is work.
Sex work is work. It's legit in the goddamn name. Sex worker.
Okay. So, next bit. That being said, I didn't think I would see a dick coming in this movie.
I was not expecting that.
Solid coming in this movie. Like I was like, oh, yeah, that's not Skarsgård. As soon as it was like showed the hard dick, I'm like, maybe. And then as soon as it came and you saw it, like, I was like, no, absolutely not. That's a stunt cock.
And that's like, 30 minutes into the goddamn movie?
Not even that.
If that, like what?
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah, that's pretty early in the movie. And yeah, as soon as it was like, all right, we're seeing some jizz. No, that's not Skarsgård, and that's not Mia Goth jacking him off either. Nope, absolutely not. Stunt cock, stunt hand. But that being said, if you watch the unrated version, you will see a dick coming.
You'll see a fair amount of dicks.
You will see a fair amount of dicks. Next thing I have is jerking off your husband, which immediately after that scene, like they're going back from the beach where Mia Goth jerked off Skarsgård. Okay, I just jerked off your husband. Now I'm going to cuddle with you in the backseat of this fucking Cadillac.
Do you not know people like that?
I mean, I do, but it still bugs me.
But also, it was such a weird, like, I wouldn't even necessarily say sexy jerk off because, like,
no,
Skarsgård is
pissing.
Like, also, he was like trying to fight it the entire time, but also
that's another big point that I wanted to bring up. Like, how much of that was rape?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was pure on rape because he's trying to fight it, but also.
Was borderline, like he didn't blatantly say no.
Yeah, but he also didn't say yes. But also, when you're getting your pud pulled by somebody you're kind of interested in,
that is like that's a fine line we're tiptoeing on right now.
I don't know how fine it is. I'm pretty sure it's just a bad thing. Baby did
that was and you know us here from Cole-astic Cinema, we are 100% about consent, and
yeah,
there was no real consent in any of that, and that kind of made me uncomfortable, being like. Is this rape?
I'm pretty sure
rape right now.
Yeah, no, it was. Which is why he got drunker and decided to like pull himself away because he felt awkward and bad about it.
Yeah, especially if you're in that state of mind, I kind of think he kind of got raped.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got raped. Which
is
wow, which is just
Yeah, that's a woof. Well, it's not crazy for us to be dwelling into because we are very big advocates of consent.
Yeah,
and we do watch controversial movies. So I'm sorry.
But afterwards, it is all consensual. But you can't help but wonder if the initial rape is not what is kind of factoring in.
Kind of like, again,
because there was a light attraction, a very obvious light attraction,
and bringing it back to the beginning, the grooming. She's grooming
him. She's grooming him.
That
which also, I guess, with grooming, there's a fair amount of assault and stuff like that involved as a way of like kind of building you up towards it to where it all. Man, this movie's got levels, dude.
Yeah, I know. I know. This is gonna be like a 2-hour episode.
Sorry, guys. It's a lot of shots for y'all
sorry.
to take.
This is well, shots, yes, but not sorry because I apologize for our late episodes and also our Patreon being late up. This should probably be.
Don't worry, guys. We're
Patreon
working
episode.
on content for that shit, so don't worry about it.
We will have the Patreon up soon. I'm sorry that it's taking us a little bit longer than I thought it would.
In our defense, we're not great at our jobs.
I would say, in our defense, we are just two people.
Yeah, in our defense, we're just two people, and we've also both recently fucked up our hands, so it's really kind of hard to do shit.
Yeah, it's hard to edit with one hand. Okay, so my next...
But I can do other things with one hand, just like Mia Goth.
Oh, my God. Okay. Like molest Alex Skarsgård.
Yeah, exactly. Who wouldn't? I mean, he was begging for it with those abs.
After that, I have waking up wanting it all to be a dream. I 100%
totally get that.
Yeah, waking up hungover wanting was like...
Please tell me that was a dream. Do we really?
Please, did I really fuck up that hard last night?
Did I really run over a man?
Yeah. Well, I've never run over a man, but I have
Me either.
But I've definitely fucked up when I was drunk and woken up the next morning being like, please. I hope that didn't actually happen last night.
All right, fine, maybe, but it's pending litigation.
All right, calm down.
You can't prove it.
Bleak futuristic tone. We talked about that. The 1%, which I clocked in. The 1%. The whole, like, oh yeah, I can get away with whatever. Oh well, that's my next. I do have a lot more. So I had 1%, my own demise, which we talked about. The aristocrats. The whole movie is a really big aristocrats joke. Mm-hmm. And if you could get away with anything, would you? It's a big question.
Yes.
Like, because you know you can get away with whatever you want to because they're just gonna execute your fucking clone.
No. No. Yes. No.
It's a big question, and this is more or less the end of the first act.
Yeah.
If you could get away with
anything, would you?
Would you?
Like you're getting high off of ceremonial drugs, having an orgy.
Not even there. Like you're just...
Well, also just like killing people, like...
Accidentally killing people. Accidentally doing stupid shit and like just being able to get away with it. Because they're going to execute a clone of you and then you get to watch it.
But then after the first one, yeah, they execute a clone of you. But then it's like, it's planned out intentional ways of killing somebody.
Yeah.
After that, and Skarsgård, James, is behind it. Kind of, but he's also under the influence. Under the influence the entire time.
Yeah,
like
the
he's constantly
drugs,
drinking, constantly doing drugs.
drugs. Yeah.
Like he's like taking big long pours off of like 16-year-old scotch, which don't do that. Show some goddamn respect. It's a 16-year-age scotch.
To the point where they're deliberately fucking with the prime minister of whatever country this is they're in.
Yeah.
They break into his house and they can just fuck with him because they know they can get away with it.
Yeah.
That's a big 1%er shit.
Yeah. I think I've never had enough money to the point where I thought, oh yeah, I'd definitely do that. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking fuck with the prime minister.
And then I have taking a stand against the 1% when the police try to run him over.
Yeah.
instead of just taking him in, when they start pressing against it.
Yeah. Because they're tired of like having all these entitled children running around their country,
right? And like making an example of them, but they're still executing the clones because they gotta execute the clones, but they can still
because they still need the money from the tourism to keep parts of the country thriving, but not the entire.
Once the actual people in the slums and the real people. The 99% start taking control and be like, okay, we're gonna start fighting back, against these fucking assholes that are doing the shit. All right, it is I'm sorry, I hate to get too political with my shit. I hate alienating either side, but I'm also pretty leftist. I'm also pretty fuck the 1%. But
I mean, I'm definitely fuck the 1%. I know how to define myself politically, but also that's just the 1%. 1% has all that money. Come
Yeah.
on now.
yeah,
And I'm still barely getting any money back on taxes.
yeah.
Which are coming up soon. People remember to file their taxes. Because this episode is brought to you by TurboTax.
This episode is brought to you by Suck My Dick, you fucking cucks.
Yay,
All right.
capitalism.
All right, the next thing I got in my notes is shut up, you dumb bitch. You didn't call shit.
Shut up, you dumb bitch. You didn't call shit.
Yes, which is in reference to we both were like, I called it. He's being strangled by the kid of the man he ran.
Oh,
over,
yeah.
And then it would turn out to be a dream sequence. Like, shut up, you bitch.
Oh, yeah.
But that is also a big staple in Cronenberg films, where it's like, oh, you think you know how this is playing out? Shut up, bitch.
I also think that's like just a product of being subjected to American cinema. We're like, oh, clearly, like
Clearly, the good guy's gonna win.
it's
and
like
we're gonna
it's like Chekhov's gun.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
the kid was introduced. You're like, oh, the kid's got to come back eventually. To actually fuck shit up. And it's like, oh, nope, it was all
But
just a
he
hallucination
came
from you
back,
being
but
shot.
not in the sense that you turn, but like that I love that, and that is a staple of Cronenberg, where it's the
Chekhov's fake out.
Chekhov's Chekhov's fake out. I'm like, I knew that would come
Oh,
back.
it's gonna
No,
come
you
back.
didn't.
Oh no!
Shut
Oh
up.
no! I'm the
It
fucking
didn't.
idiot. No, that's
It
fine.
didn't.
I should just continue to shut up and watch this goddamn movie.
It didn't though.
My
It
bad,
didn't.
guys.
We thought it would, but the fake
did.
out. No.
You teased me with it a little bit. Turns out, no, I was wrong.
Turns out. Shut up.
Turns out, shut up. Chekhov's fake out.
Then we got Reborn. Yeah, the entire sequence where James is reborn, where he killed his former self, the dog, quote unquote, the dog. He killed his former self and his new mom, his new family. Mia Goth rubs some blood on her titty and he sucks it off.
From the dog that he killed. As a way of accepting his new role.
A way of accepting his new life and him being reborn into this James that is the new version of him, and can be in this 1% upper echelon of life that can sit and have these vacations and go down and torture these people, and then for a week and then fuck off. But that was a that being said, the Mrs. Robinson ending, what is that movie?
The Graduate.
Yeah, The Graduate. Thank you. But that's all I could think of when they're on the bus and he's sitting there and they're all just talking like this. They do this every year. This is their vacation. They go and they torture these fucking people.
But in the back seat, you got
James and he's fucking stewing.
But for The Graduate, you've got
you got Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
And
No.
I know.
Captain Hook.
Yeah.
And fuck. But yeah, like, well, that as an ending itself is incredibly fucking awesome because like it's all excited, like you're almost excited for everything. The excitement's happening, and then
they just didn't.
The realization sets in about what's about to happen, what they're doing, their actual decisions, what they've done,
which was a complete mistake.
Yeah.
They just didn't cut.
And it just sets in, but it just sets in and them realizing. So the ending. Okay.
Right.
So you've got James in the back, kind of just sitting down, thinking about everything that happened, and yeah, it would definitely give like a Graduate vibes of just like, oh no, I made a mistake. I goofed.
Either made a mistake or like he has to fucking live with it.
It's like I've got to deal with this. But then, like you do the whole airport thing. He's kind of just being ignored by Mia Goth and everybody else. Like he's no longer part of it. He's sitting down. He's watching everyone around him, and then they cut to him at the resort while hurricane seasoning is happening, which everyone had to fucking leave because hurricane's happening, and he's just sitting there taking everything in the rain. My theory is that he had a double made to go back to M when they actually loved M more than when everything happened, and then sent that back so he himself can kill off the original who did all the things that he did.
That's a good. Ooh, I like that. That's good. I didn't think about that, but that is good.
Yeah,
I like that take for sure.
Only because I really want a more happier. I don't know if that's necessarily a happy ending,
It's a happier ending.
Happier ending. He's still letting himself just sit down and process all the things that he's done.
Meanwhile, he can have a double go back with M and have M be happy.
And be happy and
that's
make up for that big old mistake that he did.
Yeah,
because he's realizing after all that, while he's sucking on mother's milk and mother's sucking tit, realizing like I've just fallen. So there's no way I as a person can go back to society with everything that I've done. I'm not like these people. I can't just like ignore it and be like so normal. Like, all right, so hey, what do you got going on when you guys get back? It's like, well, he's got to finish a big old project he's going on, which means I'm going to rearrange the whole house. And he's just sitting in the back because he knows that he can't move on from what has happened.
Yeah,
it's his way of. I mean, I'm probably wrong.
No. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of these movies is that they are subjective, and I like that. I have almost the same conclusion with it, just without the clone. He just couldn't, like, by the time he got to the airport, he's like,
I can't go because they do like the late calls because he's supposed to go back to LA and then they do like late calls to go back to somewhere else.
I love that he had a double made so that M could be happy and he could continue his life, but in my interpretation, by the time they got to the airport, he realized, how the fuck am I going to go back
to any of this? Like, how can I actually fucking do this?
How am I going to come back from any of this? I got shot in the leg. I murdered people. I can't. There's no way. So I'm just going to, I have to stay here.
I'll be honest. I like that ending a lot more better than the one I was thinking about.
But it's again, it's an ending that makes you think and you have more questions than you have answers. And that's what gets us talking, and that is, in my opinion, good art. And with that, we will close.
Yes, we'll close on that. That was thank you for making me watching this. Like this was damn listener, I highly suggest you may just listen to the podcast because we talk about everything going on throughout the movie, but treat yourself to this movie, especially the uncut version. There's some.
Yeah, if you're not offended by a little bit more graphic content, watch the uncut version. Yeah. Haven't seen the rated R version. Don't know how much they actually took out from the movie, but if you're not uncomfortable with any of that, please check out Infinity Pool. It is very, very well made.
One complaint. Nobody was in an Infinity Pool at any point in time.
Nobody was in the Infinity Pool. There was only one shot of the actual Infinity Pool,
and it was used for for dramatics
at the very end.
Yeah, just to be dramatic. Wasn't actually fucking used. So that's what. I'll be honest. That's my main complaint.
They do talk about it though.
They do.
They do talk.
They just
about
brought
it.
up.
We had
a roll credits moment.
So they do talk about it, but
they do.
It's more of an artistic idea of this Infinity Pool, and you would know why. Like if you watch the movie, you know why they talk about the Infinity Pool and why the movie is named Infinity Pool. But that being said, thank you for listening. This has been Cole-astic Cinema. We love you, and we'll see you next time.